Before you scroll, pause for a second and feel this. There is a quiet shift around you right now. Something is changing. Someone has been looking at you with deeper feelings than you know, and this is not a random crush that fades by next week. This is not a passing spark. This is something that has been growing in silence, getting stronger each day, even while you kept telling yourself not to read too much into the signs. But what if your heart was right? What if the strange pull you have been feeling, the longer glances, the softer tone, the unspoken tension, all of it has been real from the start? Stay with me, because what you are about to hear may explain why one younger soul cannot stop thinking about you. And the truth is, it is not only about attraction, it goes much deeper than that. There are real reasons this person feels pulled toward you. Reasons rooted in your energy, your presence, and the way you make them feel seen in a world that rarely slows down long enough to notice anyone. If this message feels like it is speaking straight to your life, keep listening, because the second reason may hit your heart harder than you expect. And by the end, you may understand why this connection has been showing up so strongly around you. There is a warmth around you now, even if you have not fully noticed it yet. There is a soft but steady energy moving around your life, and it carries admiration, longing, and deep emotional interest. Maybe you brushed it off. Maybe you told yourself it was your imagination. Maybe you thought, no, things like this do not happen to me anymore. But what you have been sensing is real. Your heart has been picking up on something true. Someone younger than you has feelings that run much deeper than you realize. This is not light interest. This is not idle curiosity. You stay in their mind in the morning and linger there at night. You return to their thoughts when they are busy, when they are trying to focus, when they are doing ordinary things. There is something about you that keeps pulling them back. And yes, part of you may still question this. You may look at yourself and wonder what someone younger could possibly see in you. You may think your best chapter is behind you, that your spark is not what it once was, that your story is too heavy now. But those thoughts were built from old hurt, not from truth. Listen closely, because this matters. You are not overlooked. You are not fading. You are not too late. You are carrying a kind of depth that many people search for and rarely find, and this younger person feels it every time they come near you. They see more than you think. They notice the way you hold yourself. They notice the depth in your eyes. They notice how people feel calmer when you speak, how you listen without rushing, how your presence makes others feel safe enough to breathe again. What feels normal to you feels powerful to them. What you barely notice about yourself stands out to them in a way they cannot explain. They see strength in you, but not cold strength. They see the kind that comes from pain, healing, patience, and learning how to carry life without letting it harden your soul. And that is one reason this connection has grown so strong. Around you, they feel steady. In a loud and restless world, you feel like peace. In a fast world, you feel like stillness. In a shallow world, you feel real. Let that sink in. Sometimes the deepest attraction is not born from appearance first. It is born from emotional safety. It is born from the rare feeling of being able to lower your guard. This younger person may be dealing with confusion, pressure, insecurity, and the noise of trying to become who they are. Then they meet you, and something inside them settles. You become the place where their thoughts slow down. You become the person whose energy feels like home. And if you have noticed them lingering near you, finding small excuses to help, holding eye contact a second longer than needed, or remembering little details you forgot you ever shared, those are not accidents. Those are signs, real signs. And you should keep watching, because the story goes even deeper. The first reason they are falling so hard is simple, but powerful. Your presence gives them peace. That may sound small, but it is not small at all. Peace is rare. Real peace is unforgettable. There are people who can impress us, entertain us, excite us for a moment, but very few can quiet the storm inside us. You do that without trying. You do that just by being who you are. You learned over time that not every problem needs a reaction, not every fear needs to control the day, and not every wound needs to stay open forever. That wisdom lives in your energy now. You may not say much, you may not even realize what you carry, but they feel it. When they are around you, they feel less scattered, less rushed, less alone. And that calm becomes magnetic. Stay with me, because this next truth matters. A younger person is not always looking for someone exactly like them. Sometimes they are drawn to what they do not yet fully have inside themselves. They are drawn to emotional steadiness, They are drawn to maturity without coldness. They are drawn to someone who does not need to prove anything every second. You represent something solid, something dependable, something safe. And safety, when it is real, creates a bond that goes far beyond surface attraction. That is why they keep returning to you in their mind. That is why distance does not erase the feeling. That is why even when they try to explain it away, the feeling grows instead of fading. If you have been wondering why this energy will not leave you alone, this is one of the biggest answers. The second reason is even more personal. You make them feel seen, not looked at, not judged, seen. And that changes everything. When you ask about their life, when you listen, when you remember what matters to them, when you respond with warmth instead of dismissal, they feel valuable around you. To you, those moments may seem small, a question, a smile, a kind word, a patient reply. But to someone who is used to being brushed aside, misunderstood, or only half heard, those moments become unforgettable. You help them feel capable. You help them feel interesting. You help them feel like their voice matters. And that kind of emotional impact can open the heart very quickly. This is where many people miss what is happening. They think attraction is always about appearance or flirtation, but often the strongest feelings begin in the quiet emotional spaces, in the moments where a person feels accepted, in the moments where they do not have to perform, in the moments where they feel respected instead of measured. That is what you have given this younger person, maybe without even meaning to. And because of that, they feel drawn to you in a way that surprises even them. They may have tried to label it as admiration. They may have called it curiosity. They may have told themselves it was just a phase, but their heart keeps returning to the truth. It is more than that, much more. So if they seem nervous around you sometimes, if their energy shifts when you enter a room, if they speak softly, smile differently, or seem to light up when you notice them, there is a reason. Their feelings are already deeper than they planned. Now here is the third reason, and it may be the one that explains everything. Your soul wakes something up inside them. There is a quality in you that feels timeless to them. It is in your laugh, your stories, your softness, your quiet strength, your way of carrying both pain and grace at the same time. You are not just attractive to them because of how you look. You move something inside them because of who you are. They are drawn to your mind, your life, your depth, your history. They want to know what shaped you. They want to hear about what you survived, what you dreamed about, what you lost, what you learned. To them, your past is not baggage. It is proof of your beauty. It is evidence of how deeply you have lived. And that draws them closer. Really listen to this part. Some people want ease, some people want novelty, but some people want truth. This person wants truth. They want the real version of you, not the polished one, not the guarded one. Not the version you show when you are trying not to need anyone. They want the thoughtful, imperfect, layered you. And because your soul feels real to them, their emotions keep deepening. This is why the bond does not feel shallow. This is why the connection carries weight so early. This is why it may feel strange, strong, and impossible to ignore all at once. When two people recognize something honest in each other, logic often arrives late. The heart feels it first, and that may be exactly what is happening here. If this is touching something in you, keep listening, because what comes next may change how you view this bond. You may still wonder whether the age difference should stop this before it begins. That fear is understandable. It may come from your values, your caution, your integrity, or your desire not to create harm. But not every difference is a danger. Not every unusual connection is wrong. Two adults can meet across different life stages and still create something honest, balanced, and meaningful. In fact, sometimes different stages bring different strengths that fit together beautifully. You offer depth, wisdom, perspective, and emotional steadiness. They offer freshness, hope, movement, and renewed excitement. Together, that can become a powerful balance. One brings grounding, the other brings lightness. One brings reflection, the other brings new energy. That is not a flaw, that can be a gift. Do not let social noise decide for you what every connection must look like. Real love does not always arrive in familiar packaging. Sometimes it enters quietly through the door you least expected. And here is a line you need to hear. Age is not the center of every story. Character matters. Intentions matter. Respect matters. Emotional honesty matters. If your heart is clean, If their feelings are sincere, if the bond is mutual and healthy, then the connection deserves at least your honest attention instead of instant fear. No, this does not mean rushing. It does not mean ignoring wisdom. It means staying open long enough to see what is true. Because some of the biggest blessings in life first arrive looking unexpected. And if you close the door too quickly, you may never learn why this connection was placed in your path in the first place. There is also something else happening beneath the surface. This younger person may be holding back, not because the feeling is weak, but because it is strong. They may sense hesitation in you. They may fear rejection. They may worry that you see them as too young, too unsure, too inexperienced, or simply not possible. So they wait. They test the energy. They look for signs. They hope your softness will give them permission to step closer. That is why your response matters more than you think. You do not need to force anything. You do not need to chase. You do not need to make dramatic moves. But if you feel this bond too, even a small shift in your energy can change the entire direction. A little warmth, a little openness, a little less retreat. Sometimes that is enough to give the other person courage. Love often grows best in space, not pressure. So let the conversations breathe. Let the moments unfold. Let the connection show you what it is instead of trying to control it too early. And please hear this. You can stay open while still keeping healthy boundaries. You can explore gently. You can honor your wisdom without shutting down your heart. The two things can exist together. That is maturity. That is balance. And that may be exactly why this person feels safe with you in the first place. If you keep overthinking every signal, you may miss the natural rhythm of what is already trying to form. So pay attention to the feeling beneath the words. Pay attention to how your body responds when they are near. Pay attention to the quiet yes rising in your chest when you imagine the possibility. Sometimes joy is the clearest answer. You may have believed that new love was no longer meant for you. Maybe life taught you to expect disappointment. Maybe you learned to protect yourself so well that openness now feels dangerous. Maybe you became so used to carrying your own world that being wanted started to feel almost unreal. But love has not passed you by. It has not forgotten your address. It has not decided that your season is over. In fact, part of the reason this connection feels so emotional is because it is touching the places in you that had gone numb. Around this person, something wakes up. You may feel more alive, more curious, more hopeful, more aware of your own beauty. That is not foolishness. That is not weakness. That is life returning to places inside you that had become quiet. And this younger soul may be part of that awakening. They bring enthusiasm, you bring depth. They bring motion, you bring meaning. They remind you that possibility still exists. You remind them that depth is worth choosing. That is why the bond feels balanced in a way that is hard to explain. And maybe that is why it has arrived now, after everything you have already walked through. Not to confuse you, but to remind you. To remind you that your heart still works. To remind you that you are still magnetic. To remind you that your story is not ending in isolation. Stay with me, because this next part matters deeply. The way they see you can help heal the way you see yourself, and sometimes that is one of love's greatest gifts. This person notices details that others miss. They remember small things. The way your face changes when you talk about something meaningful. The way your voice softens when you speak with care. The way you laugh when you forget to be guarded. The way you carry history in your eyes but still offer warmth. These details matter because they reveal something important. This is not shallow attention. This is not empty attraction. This is someone truly paying attention. And being truly seen can heal places inside us that years of criticism and disappointment have worn down. Life has a way of dulling self-worth. It can make you question your beauty, your timing, your value, your chances. Then suddenly someone enters your life and looks at you with admiration you did not expect. They see the beauty you dismiss. They see the strength you call ordinary. They see the wisdom you have been carrying so long that you forgot it was rare. And through their eyes, you begin to meet yourself again. Not the version shaped by fear, the real version, the kinder version, the truer version. This is why the connection feels bigger than romance alone. It may also be a mirror showing you that age did not reduce you, time added to you, experience deepened you, survival refined you. The lines in your face, the changes in your body, the tenderness in your voice, the restraint in your words, all of it tells a story of a life lived fully. And this younger person is not turned away by that. They are moved by it. They are drawn in by it. They see richness where you saw loss. And that changes the whole emotional field between you. If you choose to stay open, do it with honesty. Let yourself notice what is real. Let yourself accept that affection can arrive in unusual ways. Let yourself admit that you enjoy their presence if you do. You do not need to rush into labels. You do not need to promise forever in one moment. Just be present. Just stop rejecting the possibility before it has even had a chance to speak clearly. Sometimes we block blessings because we do not believe we deserve them. We look for reasons to step back. We decide something beautiful must be mistaken. We assume it cannot be for us. But worthiness grows the moment you stop arguing with what love is trying to show you. So if this connection has been tapping at your heart, let yourself listen. If their attention makes you smile, notice it. If their care feels sincere, honor it. If your spirit feels lighter around them, trust that information. Not every unexpected bond is meant to become a full relationship, but every real bond comes carrying a message. And this one may be telling you that you are still deeply wanted, still deeply capable of being chosen, still fully able to receive devotion without apology. That matters, more than you know. So let conversations flow. Let silence be comfortable. Let eye contact say what words are still learning to say. Let the energy reveal itself without fear strangling it too soon. Because love cannot breathe in constant doubt. It needs room. It needs honesty. It needs courage. And maybe, just maybe, that courage begins with something as simple as allowing yourself to believe that this could be real. So carry this truth with you after these words end. Someone younger has been feeling more for you than they have shown, and the reason is not random. They feel peace in your presence. They feel seen by your heart, and they feel awakened by your soul. That is why the bond stays with them. That is why the thought of you returns again and again. That is why their feelings have become harder to hide. You do not have to force the next step. You do not have to figure out the entire future tonight. Just stay aware, stay grounded, stay open, watch the signs, notice the warmth, notice who remembers the little things, notice who changes when you enter the room, notice who keeps finding their way back to you. And if your own heart has been quietly responding, do not shame it into silence. Listen to it. Protect it, yes, but do not bury it. You are worthy of passion. You are worthy of tenderness. You are worthy of being wanted fully, honestly, and without apology. The right connection will not erase your wisdom. It will work with it. It will honor your pace. It will meet you where you are and still invite you into something new. If this message found you at the right time, hold on to it. Let it remind you that love can arrive in surprising ways, through surprising people, at surprising moments, and still be real. And if your heart is ready, even just a little, then maybe this is not the end of your story at all. Maybe this is the opening of a new chapter. If that speaks to you, stay open, stay kind to yourself, and let life show you what is trying to arrive.